Industry partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural GenZero Climate Summit Insights, which EDB is very happy to co-organize with GenZero and Enterprise Singapore. And as you heard from Minister Tan earlier, our gathering today is certainly very timely as the global impact of climate change intensifies and the need to take action has never been more apparent. But companies seeking to contribute meaningfully to the climate change agenda often find themselves facing headwinds or get paralyzed in a complex web of issues. And that's why this summit is very aptly themed Overcoming Paralysis, and why we are bringing together industry leaders to unpack these root causes of inaction, to bring them together, to foster collaboration, and to forge pathways towards decisive and meaningful climate action. As the saying goes, every little bit counts. Singapore is committed to do our part. We remain steadfast in our commitment to achieve net zero. We are actively building new capabilities to drive decarbonization and unlock growth, not just at home, but also across the wider region, where Southeast Asia has a big role to play in the global climate agenda, with potential for both nature and technology-based climate solutions, from reforestation and sustainable agriculture to renewable energy and improved waste management. Singapore stands ready to partner with both industry players and our neighbors to unlock these opportunities, and more importantly, to turn ambition into action. If we can do that well, we can create opportunities for the region and the industry. We hope that Singapore can serve as Asia's lighthouse for carbon services and trading, not just as a marketplace, but as a center for expertise, for innovation, and for high-integrity carbon solutions that drive regional and global climate action. And on this journey, I think Singapore is making good progress. For a start, the ecosystem in Singapore is growing. The number of carbon services and trading firms in Singapore has gradually grown from 70 in 2020 to over 150 firms today. We are also privileged to host a wide range of organizations across the carbon services and trading value chain, many of whom are here with us today, such as AITA, South Pole, Conservation International, Vitol, and many more. We also host transformative initiatives like the Climate Action Data Trust and the Southeast Asia Climate and Nature-Based Solutions Coalition. So it is a growing ecosystem, and it reflects the growing need for carbon services, both domestically and in Southeast Asia. In Singapore, our climate policies, which include carbon tax, international carbon credits, and disclosure requirements, are generating demand for carbon services. Corporates need help to measure emissions, to chart decarbonization strategies, and to trade carbon credits. And with nearly half of Asia's regional headquarters here and many setting climate targets, this demand is only set to grow. But beyond Singapore too, regional demand for carbon services is growing. The region is rich in potential carbon projects, and nearly all ASEAN countries have net zero targets, with many of them already implementing or exploring carbon pricing. Just in carbon markets alone, a recent report by Abatable estimated that demand could translate to up to $3 trillion of cumulative revenue for the region by 2050. And carbon services firms, including those based in Singapore, are well placed to seize these opportunities. In fact, leading global firms in carbon services and trading continue to join our growing ecosystem. And this speaks to Singapore's stable and conducive business environment and our commitment to governance and high-integrity carbon markets. Just as important to us is the creation of good jobs and career opportunities. We see roles spanning project development, carbon trading, verification services, climate advisory, and many more, all crucial to the green economy and which also offer meaningful jobs. We look forward to growing this ecosystem, and we welcome more organizations to establish your presence here in Singapore. But at the same time, we recognize the challenges that carbon markets face, from heightened security to growing complexity and the need for greater integrity in carbon credits. And that's why Singapore is focusing on 3 areas that we believe can contribute to decarbonization efforts. First, to grow capacity in carbon markets. Second, to build the talent pool. And third, to plug the financing gaps. Let me briefly talk about them. First, on capacity. We are building capacity and fostering collaboration for high-quality carbon credits. For instance, we launched the Singapore Carbon Market Alliance, or SCMA, with AITA last July, and through the SCMA, over 100 carbon credit sellers and buyers now convene to build and share knowledge on high-quality Article 6 carbon credits. And it also supports dialogue between industry and the government on Singapore's carbon credit policies and initiatives. And we look forward to more SCMA sessions as new implementation agreements are signed and as our carbon credit policies evolve. The second area is talent development. To be a thriving carbon services and trading hub, we will require specialized professionals who can navigate the complexities of carbon markets. Minister Tan had earlier highlighted new talent initiatives. For example, the Sustainable Futures Initiative by NUS that will include courses in carbon services and trading, and also the new skills framework to support those considering careers in this growing carbon sector. And these new talent initiatives will help build a robust pipeline of industry-ready professionals here. The third area we're focusing on is to plug the financing gaps in the carbon markets. You heard earlier, EDB launched the Carbon Project Development Grant at the sidelines of COP29 last year. This is a pilot grant scheme aimed at helping with early-stage financing challenges by providing support to established project developers when they set up a team in Singapore, and also to help cover some of the associated costs. I'm very pleased to announce that we have made good progress on these fronts. One, I'm happy to announce that the EDB has awarded a grant to 3 established carbon project developers. This will see the setup of new carbon project development teams by 3 Degrees and another by Climate Bridge. The grant will also be supporting the Nature Conservancy to expand their carbon project development capabilities in Singapore. These organizations bring extensive global experience in developing nature and technology-based carbon projects, and they will put these experiences in work in early-stage feasibility studies in countries where Singapore has an Article 6 collaboration with. And on another front, we have formed a partnership with TT Foundation Advisors. This is Temasek Trust's philanthropy advisory arm, and the aim is to help unlock more capital from like-minded family offices and foundations for high-impact Article 6 projects, including by deploying capital across a project's life cycle. A donor advance fund has been established to augment EDB's grant pool, and we hope more private capital owners will come on board. We are already seeing strong momentum, and we welcome those who share our vision to join hands with us. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this morning I've spoken about Singapore's progress, how we are growing our carbon services and trading ecosystem, and on our efforts to support regional climate action. Now we have to be clear-eyed about the challenges ahead, and that there is much more that can and must be done. For this to work, we need strong public-private partnerships too. So whether it is to support climate mitigation efforts domestically or regionally, Singapore stands ready to work with like-minded partners. We believe that through these collaborations, we can turn moments of paralysis into decisive climate actions. Every bit counts. I look forward to the discussions and insights from today's summit and to new partnerships forged as we build a sustainable future together. Thank you very much.